This is Deckmasters, the show where we don't just play our decks, we master them. Today we've got Final Fantasy Precons, and we are joined by Joel from Joel R Magic and Reversal Wizard.
I'm Mia, and I still have an email address from 15 years ago.
I'm BZ. My Clash of Clans account is 12 years old. We're the Nitpicking Nerds, sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you see any of the awesome Final Fantasy stuff that you want, go to Card Kingdom. It's the best place to get it. You're going to get it all safely, all together in one package, directly to your house, and you can even make this little claw motion if you want.
Card Kingdom, supplies, sealed stuff, singles, all of the S's that you'll ever need is at Card Kingdom. Use the link, tell them we sent you. We'd appreciate it quite a lot. And you get to see our faces on the website. We're also sponsored by Dragon Shield, best sleeves in the multiverse.
Good sleeves.
If you use the code
Nerds.
at checkout, you can save 5% of your room and tax dollars on your entire order, which includes sleeves, every single color in matte, dual matte. You got some art. You've got all these different types that are great because you're going to want to sleeve up all of these precons only in Dragon Shields.
And we have a Moxfield ad somewhere, but we appreciate them so much, and you should appreciate us because we're not putting the ad now. We're going to bamboozle you with it later, and you're going to go, got me again, nerds. That was pretty fun. Thank you. And if you want to see more gameplay, we have longer, more fleshed out. If you wanted a 30-minute gameplay on the show, could be an hour and a half on Patreon, and you can see extra stuff there. Did I say that well?
Yeah, you can see every bad joke that we make, every clarifying question, everything there is more fleshed out than every game you'll see here.
So let's see which precons everyone's playing. Our first guest is Joel from Joel R Magic, and he's rocking the Limit Break precon with Cloud X Soldier as the commander. This deck wants to suit up Cloud with equipment and crash in for huge damage. Joel doesn't have the best hand in the world, but Explorer's Scope attached to Sid can get him closer to his third land and Cultivate.
Our second guest is Reversal Wizard, and he's on Counter Blitz with Tidus as the commander. Expect a lot of +1/+1 counters, proliferating, and big swings. Reversal's hand looks great with acceleration with Signet and card draw from the Tidus tracker. This is a great and easy keep.
I'm playing the Scions and Spellcraft precon led by Ishtola, Knights Blessed. This deck is all about slinging spells that cost 3 or more to drain players and drown them in card advantage. My hand is perfect with a turn 3 Ishtola and a way to trigger her next turn, but I really hope this Temple of the False God works out. I don't play with this card very often.
I'm playing the Revival Trance precon with Terra, Herald of Hope. This precon is looking to put creatures in the graveyard and bring them back using Terra or other effects in the deck. This keep is okay. I have acceleration and card draw / selection with Morbid and Bannon, but colors might be hard to come by in my early turns. All right, I'm going first.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
I'm going to draw for turn. I'm going to play an Ash Barrens and pass.
Card for turn. We're going to go with a Battlefield Forge. Hey, 1, Explorer's Scope, pass.
I will draw, play Temple of Plenty, scry to the bottom, and I will pass.
All right, I'll draw. Joel, I can't tell you how much that looks like Soul Ring.
It really does.
Even after you said it wasn't, I'm like, are you sure? I'm going to drop a Prairie Stream. It'll enter tapped, and I'm passing.
I will untap, technically, and draw. I am going to play a Sulphurous Springs, and I just drew Soul Ring off the top, which is pretty interesting.
Oh, Explorer Scope?
Yeah, I drew Explorer Scope off the top. I'm going to tap 2 and play my original turn 2 play, which was going to be a Talisman of Conviction.
Woo!
And then I will tap this for white. I will go down to 39. I will tap this for red. I will go down to 38. And I will play Bannon, the Returner's Leader. Once during each of your turns, you may cast a creature spell from among cards in your graveyard that were put there from anywhere other than the battlefield this turn. When you attack, you can pay 1 and discard a card. If you do, draw a card.
Oh, Mia, I think there was confusion. We're doing gameplay. We're not doing a deck check where you just lay out all your cards on the table and then talk about them.
I am going to go to 38, and then I'll pass.
Montagna. We're going to pay 2. We're going to play Sid, Free Flyer Pilot. This is a 2-mana, 2/2 human warrior pilot. Equipment and vehicle spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. And during your turn, Sid has flying. And I can pay 2, tap Sid, return an equipment or vehicle from my graveyard to my hand. And pass.
I am going to untap, draw. I'm going to play a Island and be a responsible Magic player and just play an Arcane Signet. And then I will pass.
I'm going to do something very similar. I'm going to draw and play a Plains. Tap 2 for a Talisman of Dominance.
Nobody
and
told me
pass.
we were ramping.
In the green deck,
We are.
I'll untap and draw.
You have Explorer Scope.
Right.
I'm going to move to combat. I am going to swing Bannon at BZ for 1. I will pay 1. I will discard this Summon Esper card, and then I will draw.
Well, no blocks for me, so I'm going to go to 39.
I'm going to tap 2 on Soul Ring and 1 on my Sulphur Springs, hitting myself for 1 for red, going down to 37. And I'm going to play Strago and Realm. It is a 1/3 that says you can pay 2 and a red and tap it. Target opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile an instant, sorcery, or creature. I can cast it without paying its mana cost. If you cast a creature this way, it gains haste, and at the beginning of the end step, sack this creature only at sorcery speed. I'm going down to 37, and I will pass for turn.
Untap card for turn. I'm going to go Fortified Village, and I'm going to reveal Radiant Grove. We're going to pay a green and 2 for a Cultivate. With the Cultivate, I got the Forest onto the battlefield tapped, and I put a Plains into my hand. We're going to go to attacks. Reversal, 2 at you.
I will untap. I will draw. I will tap for 3. Play the Tireless Tracker. Play a Tangle Islet, triggering the Tireless Tracker, getting a clue, and that will be my turn.
All right, time for me to make moves. I'm drawn. Well, I'm going to play Isolated Chapel, then tap 4, and it's time for Ishtola, Knights Blessed.
Victory will be ours!
1 white, blue, black for a 2/4 Vigilance. At the beginning of each end step, if a player lost 4 or more life this turn, I draw a card. Whenever I cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, she deals 2 to each of you, and I gain 2 life. That's it for me.
I will untap and draw. I am at sorcery speed, of course. I am going to pay 1 life, going down to 36, and 2 on the Soul Ring, and tap this to target Beezy.
Oh, wow. So I just flipped till I hit a creature, enchantment, or something else, artifact?
It's going to be instant, sorcery, or creature, and I'm going to play it for free.
Well, here's Tataru Taru. This
What a
is
hit.
A 2-mana 0/3. ETB, you draw a card, and target opponent may draw a card. Hopefully that's me. Whenever an opponent draws a card, if it's not their turn, you get a tapped treasure.
Yeah, sure, I'll give you the treasure from that, and I would love to draw a card.
So I get the card?
Sure.
Woohoo!
Says, I will make a trap treasure. Move to combat. I will attack the 0/3 right back at Beezy, honestly, because it's not going to do much. And I'm going to pay 1 when I attack with Bannon. I'm going to discard Sabin, Master Monk, and I will draw a card. He has a Blitz ability from the graveyard.
Sap is great.
You can play it.
Sick.
Would you like to take 0, Beezy? No blocks?
I would like to take 0.
Okay, no effects. I'm going to play my land for turn. It's going to be a demolition field, and then I will pass, and this will die. At this point, with Soul Ring, Demo Field, and Ash Barrens, it's pretty hard for me to get colored mana for all of my spells. Getting the flip off Beezy to get a tap treasure really helped, and maybe it made him feel a little bit better that I gave him the card from it. I was hoping to get maybe a board wipe or something really big and splashy, but every piece of colored mana helps at this point. I'm a little nervous about Ishtola also because I'm getting hurt with my Talisman and my Sulphurous Springs. It's dinging me, and it really adds up in the end.
I would never hurt you. We're friends. We play together all the time. But if you want to know if your deck has too many colorless lands and you're going to get screwed in the first 3 turns, go to moxfield.com because they have all the info you need. You can sort, tag, customize, sort, tag, rearrange, sort, tag, and find everything you can ever need, including how many colorless lands you have.
I love Moxfield. If you look up the deck Revival Trance, you can check out the deck list that was from Wizards of the Coast, and then if you got the deck and you made some changes, you could port it over, take out the cards you took out, and then put in the cards that you wanted to put in.
That'll let you see that the deck actually doesn't have that many colorless lands in it, and Mia is just unlucky.
Yeah, I didn't know if you got to keep it or what is the deal with that new card for turn. And so I was like, oh man, that's a really great value piece. I'm going to play Radiant Grove tapped and equip the scope to Sid. I'm going to go to attacks. 2 in the air. Mia, coming at you. On the attack, I'm going to look at the top, not find a land, cry.
I'm down to 34.
I'm going to pay 3 for Darksteel Plate, pass the turn.
I will untap, draw. I will play a Fortified Village, revealing a Forest from my hand. I will play a Fathom Mage. See, I gotta have some card draw out there. And I think that's all that I will do. I'll pass.
Untap. Draw.
Yo, look at the flavor. I think those are his goggles, bro.
Oh, that's hot.
Oh my god. The things you can achieve when you believe.
Remember that, kids. All right, I'm going to tap 4 mana, and I'm going to play 2012 call that wants its card back. It's Siphon Mind, 3 in black. Each player discards a card, and I draw for each one.
I love Siphon Mine. I still run Siphon Mine. You stop talking crap about Siphon Mine.
Yeah, shut your mouth, Beezy.
There's a trigger on Ishtola. You guys lose 2 and I gain 2.
I'm discarding this awful, awful Mossfire Valley.
That forest that I reveal
The Gear of Combustible Gear Hulk.
All right, so I'm going to draw 3 cards. I will play Sunk in Ruins. I don't know why I said it so weird, but I'm going to stick with that. All right, I got Vigi, so Joel, I'm going to hit you for 2.
I go to 36.
All right, I will go to my end step. And because Joel lost 4 life, I will draw a card. And I'm going to have to discard quite a bit of cards.
What do I do with all these cards?
All right, gamers, I'm going to discard Astrologian's Planisphere, Sage's Nutheliths, and Hildebrand Manderville.
Say
Wow,
that
you
one more
found-
time. What were the
you
3
feel so
cards?
strong.
What were those names? Say that again.
Beezy, if you had said
Man.
any of those words the wrong way in that order, you would have summoned something.
And then I will pass turn.
I will untap and draw. I'm going to play Furycom Snarl tapped. I'm going to pay 1 life, 2 life for 2 red, Soul Ring, and I am going to blitz out Sabin Master Monk, because I can cast the card from my graveyard using its blitz ability. I also need to discard a card to blitz it, and I'm going to discard Morbid Opportunist. Sabin Master Monk is a 4/3 with double strike that has the blitz ability, and then I can cast it from the graveyard.
It's so good. I love that card.
I am also going to, using Bannon's ability, because I can cast a creature spell from among cards in graveyards that were put there this turn, pay 1 treasure for black, 2, 3, and I will cast the Morbid Opportunist.
Synergy!
Stonks.
I will move to combat. I'm going to double strike Master Sabin over at Beezy.
Okay, that's unfortunate. I did a 33? What the heck?
I'm going to move to my end step. Sabin's going to die. From its blitz, I'm going to draw a card.
I'm also going to draw a card because I lost 4 life this turn.
From Morbid Opportunist, I am also going to draw a card. And then I will pass.
That was a pretty good turn.
I would like to draw a card. Everybody else was.
You got Tireless Tracker and Fathom Mage. You're good. You're on the way.
Way of Plains. Time to get the boy. Pay 5. Here he comes. It's the boy, Cloud X Soldier.
Gotta give it my all.
It's a 4/4 human soldier mercenary with haste. When Cloud enters, I attach up to 1 target equipment I control to it. It's going to be Darksteel Plate. Whenever Cloud attacks, draw a card for each equipped attacking creature you control. Then if Cloud has power 7 or greater, create 2 treasure tokens.
Wow.
I'm going to move to combat. I'm going to send 4 with Cloud in Beezy's direction. And I'm going to go 2 in the air at reversal. Attack trigger. I'm going to look with the scope first. I was wrong. And then draw 2 cards.
I will take 2. No blocks from me.
I will go to 29.
And that's going to be my turn.
End step. I lost 4 life. I'm going to draw a card.
That is the upside of that commander, right?
At least I get rewarded for you guys beating up on me.
Alrighty. I will untap. I will draw. I'm going to play this Path of Ancestry tap. Trigger the Tireless Tracker and get another clue. We'll tap for 3. And we will play Tidus, Eunice Guardian.
Let's give them all we got.
For green, white, and blue, I get a legendary creature that's a human warrior. At the beginning of combat on my turn, I may move a counter from 1 target creature I control onto a 2nd target creature I control. Cheer. When 1 or more creatures I control with counters on them deal combat damage to a player, I may draw a card and then proliferate. Do this only once each turn. Trigger on the Fathom Mage, I will evolve and put a counter and then draw. Tap for 2, sacking a clue, drawing, and triggering the Tireless Tracker.
Your Cynic is showing.
Joel, coming right back at you for 4.
Joel,
Why?
you.
Why?
You deserve it.
Unwarranted.
I'll take 4. I'm at 32.
I will get a trigger. I will draw another card, and then I will proliferate. Don't be afraid. Trigger Fathom Mage, draw another card. Jeez. About that card draw. Pass the turn.
Okay.
God, I wish I had card draw.
On your end step, a player lost 4 life this turn. I'm going to draw a card. And I will untap and draw for turn. All right. I've been waiting for this for a while. It's time for Temple of the False God, baby.
Pew, pew, pew.
Online.
Is that just Ancient Tomb, but better?
Tap 3. And I'm going to play Relic of Legends. That's going to ding you all for 2, and I'm going to gain 2. I go to 31.
Down to 30.
I go to 32.
I'm down to 30.
Joel, I see no blockers there for you.
No, sir.
So
I
I'm
am
going
tapped.
to
Ow.
Attack you for 2.
28 and 4 Yishtola damage.
Second main, I will cast Reaper's Scythe. First of all,
Huh.
you guys are all going to take 2, and I'm going to gain 2.
I will go down to 28.
33.
We'll go to 30.
I'll go to 26.
Okay, it has job select, so it auto-attaches a 1/1. And then at the beginning of my end step, put a soul counter on the equipment for each player who lost life this turn, and the equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each soul counter on the equipment, and it's an assassin. I can also equip it for 2, but it automatically equips. For my final trick, I will tap 2 mana and Ishtola to make the 3 for a Bastion of Remembrance. I'm going to ding you guys for 2, and I'm going to gain 2.
I will go to 26.
Down to 24.
35.
I will go to 28.
Yeah, see, this is why I was attacking him.
No, that's fair.
That makes sense.
That gives me a human soldier, so here's that. And then I'm going to pass turn and draw a card because someone definitely lost 4 life. It does put me to
Goal
discarding
achieved.
to hand size again, and I really don't want this Archmage Emeritus, so goodbye.
I was really scared at how fast BZ's deck was draining the table of life and then also gaining it too. I couldn't punch in too well because my board didn't look great at this point. Ishtola does have 4 but also. And I didn't see a lot of ways to gain life in my own deck. I also couldn't really see why I'd bring out Terra because at that point, I guess I could be milling with her and trying to hit something with power 3 or under, but I didn't have any guaranteed hits and I didn't love that.
And this part of the game is really awkward for me because I took a really good turn, but my hand is terrible. I look at my hand and I go, dang, maybe we overrated this precon a little bit. I don't think we rated it. It wasn't the best one, but it is clunky. So I know I should be the threat from everyone else's perspective, but I don't know how I'm supposed to close out this game.
I don't feel bad about targeting you. You are very scary at your life total. I will untap and draw.
Oh, sorry, I missed a trigger too. Sorry, at the beginning of my end step, I should put 3 counters on this equipment.
Where are your attacks going, Joel, in reversal?
I am pretty much laser focused on BZ right now.
My attacks are advantageous. Wherever I can attack to proliferate.
It doesn't feel great to do this main phase, but I am going to pay 1 here, and 2, 3, 4, and I am going to go down to 25 because of the colors needed, and I am going to play Big Score. I'm going to discard Sad Robot. I'm going to draw 2 and create 2 treasure tokens. After that, to go get the mana that I need, I am going to sack 1 of the treasure tokens and tap 2, 3, 4 to play Sad Robot out of my graveyard with Bannon. I'm going to go find a land. I found a swamp, and I'm going to put it on the battlefield tapped. I think after that, I'm going to pass for turn.
All right. Me and BZ have this like ongoing blood feud, you know?
I'm in the unfortunate position where it sure does look like I'm about to win at all times.
Yeah,
but
I
that
feel
is
you.
not
Yeah.
the case.
I feel you. All right. I'm going to play Slayer's Stronghold. I'm going to pay 1 for Sword of the Animist. Sid reduces the cost of my equipment by 1. And then I'm going to pay 2 to equip that to Cloud. I'm going to activate Slayer's Stronghold and give Cloud +2/+0 Vigilance and Haste until end of turn. And then we're going to move to attacks.
Yeah.
Attack. Both these coming your way, bees.
All right.
Triggers. I'm going to search with Sword of the Animus first. Going to go get his planes. Then I'm going to do Cloud's draw trigger, and then I'm going to look at the top of my library. 1, 2, bang, bong. Then we're going to look at the top. It's not a land.
Boo!
This had vigilance. And then I will create 2 treasures because Cloud's power is 7.
We're jumping. We're throwing it away.
See.
And I go to 33.
I have a Morbid Opportunist trigger.
Yes, and I have a Bastion trigger, so you all lose 1 and I gain 1.
24.
Going to 27. Wow. I didn't know I was going to lose life for just playing the game.
Okay.
I take 1, I go to 23. I'm going to pass.
I'm going to untap. No upkeep. Draw. I'm going to play a Forge of Heroes, triggering the Tireless Tracker. I'm going to play Riku, Resourceful Guardian. For 2 in the blue, legendary creature, Human Artificer. Whenever 1 or more counters put on a creature until end of turn, that creature can't be blocked by creatures your opponents control. Then she has Steal. For 1 and tapping her, I can move a counter from target creature an opponent controls onto a target creature I control. Activate only as a sorcery. I'm going to draw from the clue. Okay. Then I'm going to go to combat. I'm going to move a counter from the Fathom Mage over to Tidus. Yeah. And with that, triggering the Riku, Tidus is unblockable. Yeah, BZ, you keep committing war crimes.
Oh man.
Take your 4. Is unblockable.
I am gonna take 4 damage. That is 4 Tidus damage. I go to 29.
I will have a trigger. I will draw a card, and then I will proliferate. I'll draw for Fathom Mage. Alrighty, and then I will go to discard.
Ooh, on your end step before that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw a card because I lost 4 life again.
I'm gonna get rid of this brushland and Canopy Vista, and then I will pass.
All right, on tap draw. I think this turn's gonna be a bit tamer than last time.
I don't believe it.
Good.
All right, for land for turn, I'll play an Underground River. I'm gonna cast a Void Rend and destroy a non-land permanent. Reversal, I think it's gotta be
Whoa.
some of this.
Hey,
non-
whoa,
Or
whoa!
Tidus or
Let the Simic engine
Riku
go
with 2Ks.
untainted.
I think I'm gonna go after Riku or Riku. I'm gonna take them out.
You know,
And there's a trigger for you guys to lose 2 and I gain 2.
I also have a trigger to draw a card with Morbid.
I'm down to 21.
I'm down to 22.
31.
I go to 25.
That resolves.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think after that I'm done. I'll pass.
I don't like that.
See,
You-
guys, that was pretty chill. End step, the scythe gets 3 more counters, so I have a 7/7.
I will have Rugged Prairie come in as land for turn. I'm going to hit myself for 1, going down to 21 to tap Rugged Prairie for 2 red, and I'm going to blitz out my guy Sabin again.
There he is.
I'm going to discard a card to make sure he comes out of here, and I am going to discard... I'm going to discard Mog, Moogle Warrior. He's a little guy. I am going to move to combat. I am going to swing Sabin over at BZ.
I am going to declare a block
Yes.
with my beefed up hero who is an assassin. And then, go to damage.
Yeah, go to damage.
Right, first strike hits, and then they trade.
Yes.
There will be 2 triggers, one for your Morbid Opportunist and one for me to deal 1 to all of you, and I gain 1.
Yes, I will draw 1 from Morbid Opportunist, and I will go down to 20.
I go to 32.
Second main phase. I am going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to play General Leo Christoph. I think that might be his name. He's a 2/2 that says when he enters, I return up to 1 target creature card with mana value 3 or less from graveyard to battlefield. It's gonna be this Moogle guy. He's very cute. Then I put a 1/1 counter on him for each creature I control. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow.
Mog is a 1/2 lifelink that says at the beginning of your end step, each player may discard a card. Each player who discarded a card this way draws a card. If a creature card was discarded this way, I create a 1/2 white Moogle token with lifelink. Then, if a non-creature card was discarded this way, put a 1/1 counter on each Moogle I control. So I will draw off the Blitz also. Would you guys like to discard to draw?
I'm discarding Barrett Wallace.
I am going to discard a 3 visit.
Estinian Varlanu.
I am going to discard a Milliken.
And then we draw.
And then I will put counters on both of them. And then I'll pass. I will discard... I don't know. Here's Exotic Orchard.
Card for turn. I'm going to play Soldier Military Program to get some new cards on this show.
Let's
1
go.
white, 2 other enchantment. At the beginning of combat on my turn, choose 1. If I control a commander, hey, choose both. Create a 1/1 and put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 soldiers I control. I'm going to pay 1, pay 2, and foretell. Go to combat. Soldier Military Program triggers. And I get a soldier. And then the second part triggers because I control a commander. And I can put a counter on each of up to 2 soldiers I control. Cloud being one of them, even though his title is Ex-Soldier, kind of confusing. I am going to activate Slayer's Stronghold to give him +2/+0. So he's going to be an 8/6. We're going to go to attacks. I'm going to go 2 in the air at Mia. And I'm going to go 6, 7, 8 on the ground at BZ. Triggers. I'm going to look first. It's a land.
Rewarded.
We did it. Go search up a land. Forest this time. And then I will draw 2. Mia, you've got 2 in the air coming at you.
I will take 2 going to 18.
I'm taking 8. So that puts me at 24.
All right. I'm going to draw 2 cards, and I'm going to create 2 treasure tokens. I will play land for turn, Wooded Ridgeline, and pass the turn.
I'll tell you this right now at your end step. I'm definitely drawing a card.
At your end step, Joel, I would like to Path to Exile your Cloud.
Ooh, now we're cooking.
In response, I'm going to pay 3 treasures, and I'm going to pay a Convoke mana with Cloud.
Ooh.
And I'm going to cast Clever Concealment.
Oh.
Ooh,
disgusting.
hold that art up for the people.
Yeah, let's
That
rock
is
and
a
roll.
nice one.
Cloud and Cloud. You tried to target Cloud, but it was just a lady. I don't know why you were trying to target that lady in that beautiful blue dress, but
that?
leave her alone.
Nailed it. I know. Thank you. Moving on.
Any
Yeah, what
number
are
of
you
target
phasing out?
non-land permanents I control phase out. And so I'm going to have Cloud phase out, and we might as well phase out Sid and the Explorer Scope as well.
Alrighty. I have no other effects. This Path to Exile will fizzle. Alrighty. I will untap. No upkeeps. I'll draw.
Beezy, it was kind of rude of Reversal to do that after you took the damage, wasn't it?
That's as close to an ally as I've had all games, though.
Okay. This is going to feel thematic if it happens. I am going to, for 4, play Yuna, Grand Summoner.
Aw.
For 1, a green, a white, and a blue. Legendary creature, human cleric. She has Grand Summoner. I can tap her to add 1 mana of any color. Whenever I cast my next creature spell, it enters with 2 additional counters on it. And then whenever another permanent I control is put into the graveyard with the battlefield, if it had 1 or more counters on it, I may put that number of +1/+1 counters on target creature. Trigger on Fathom Mage. I will draw a card. I am then going to play Yuna's Decision. For 3 and a green, sorcery, choose 1. Continue the pilgrimage. I can sacrifice a creature. If I do, I draw a card. Then I may put a creature card and or a land card from my hand onto the battlefield. Or I can find another way. Return 1 or 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. I'm going to choose to continue the pilgrimage. I'm going to sacrifice Yuna.
I tried.
I don't think that happened in the games. I'm gonna head
Kind
out.
of the opposite of the theme there. You chose to continue the pilgrimage, but you
That
sacked her.
sacrifice. It shouldn't be allowed.
I'm going to draw a card and then I'm going to put Sin into play.
Oh god.
Oh, wow.
Sin, Unyielding Cataclysm.
Y'all.
5 and Simic. Flying Trample. When it enters, remove all counters from any number of artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. Sin enters with X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is twice the number of counters removed this way. And then when Sin dies, put its counter on target creature I control, and then shuffle this card into its owner's library. And it's a 5/5.
I'm gonna respond to the ETB trigger, and I'm gonna tap, thanks to my temple, 6 total mana. I'm gonna flash in a torrential Gearhulk.
Whoa.
That has only 1 target, and you may remember it. It is Void Rend, and I'm
Yup.
gonna target the Sin, and there is a trigger off Ishtola.
Reversal, can I strike a little bit of a deal with you?
No.
No,
What?
just because this is already going and you're not going to get the counters, can I keep the counters on this to beat up on Joel?
If you allow me to take the counters off your Moogle, then yes.
Sure.
Take them off the scythe as well.
Very fair.
And, well, since my creature's dying, I'm not taking them off of any of my stuff.
From the creature dying, I'm going to draw off Morbid.
I will go to 22. I will take the counter off the soldier.
Void Rend will get exiled because of the Gearhulk.
All right, well, Sin will shuffle back in. I can't believe you did that. Why would you do that?
I know, you were my only friend left.
Exactly. And now, well, you must be punished.
I've burned all bridges.
All right, I'm going to go to combat, and I'm going to swing this 7/6 at you.
Oh god.
You deserve this.
Joel and Mia have been gunning for me all game, and I've removed 2 of Reversal's things.
For no reason. For no reason. Reversal
Sorry,
is
yeah,
no
for no
reason.
reason, on a whim. On a sick, twisted whim. So it's 7. I want to take 7 and go to 19.
I will then get a trigger from Tidus. I will draw a card, and I will proliferate all my wonderful things. I will pass.
Okay, end step. A player who seems to just be me every time lost 4 life, so I'll draw.
Hey, gotta get those triggers
This
somehow,
card would be
right?
the same if it was just me.
Reversal is doing a great job at this point. He's minding his own business, he's building his board, and then he drops Sin, which is huge. It's this gigantic big creature, and it's threatening all of our stuff with counters.
Yeah, this turn got pretty complicated. I didn't want Sin to collect any counters because then when it dies, it moves them to somewhere else and then the threat stays on the field. So I had to respond to the enters trigger, and then once it died, Reversal now has this trigger, still let to be resolved, which means he can remove counters from anything he wants, and he knows not to take counters off of his own things because Sin's gone. Then I'll draw for turn. I don't know if this is going to do me any favors politically.
Oh, it won't.
When
It
does that
won't.
ever impact you?
This play is so cool that I have to do it. 9 mana.
Wow.
And I'm going to try to kick Rite of Replication targeting Tireless Tracker, my ultimate dream.
Tireless Tracker?
There
Tireless
is a
tracker.
trigger on Ishtola to ding you guys, and I'll go back up to 21.
Go down to 14.
Honestly, Rite of Replication doesn't have the best targets right now.
Go down to
A lot
16.
of things that play are legendary.
Go down to 20.
All right, so I'm going to get 5 Tireless Trackers.
Are we afraid of this?
I don't know that I'm going to be able to keep BZ in check as well with an army of trackers.
Yeah.
All right, I got a Tireless Tracker from one of my decks, and then I've got 4 copy tokens here. I'm going to play a Plains, get 5 clues. Living the dream.
Hey.
5 clues. Feels good. I'm going to tap this for mana, and I'm going to play an Authority of the Consoles. Hopefully that's a little annoying. All right, Joel, I'm coming at you for 5.
I'll take 5. Go to 11.
Like really low.
Finish him. And then on my end step, Ishtola triggers off of someone who's not me, and I drop.
I will untap and draw. I'll play a land for turn, and my lands are very, very messy right now.
They are.
I will, before you attack me, just say I think I'm y'all's best weapon against BZ. This is all about combat damage and avoidance, right? So really all I got to do is top deck the right piece and I can cloud damage him out.
I am at 12 cloud.
Yeah.
I did make a deal with reversal, though, to swing this at you.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm going to swing these 3 at Joel. It's a 8H, very chumpable, and like a 1 and a 1. Pay to discard.
Yeah.
Dragon Skull Summit to draw a card.
I'm going to chump the big one and take 2. All right, I'm down to 9. Am I still the threat if I'm dead?
I'm going to go up to 16 because of Lil Pokes.
Bannon's one of my new favorite legends from this set.
That card is very good.
I like it.
Something died, so Morbid will get me a card. I'm going to pay 2 from Soling. I'm going to play Key to the City.
Nice.
Nice.
I wonder what you drew.
And then after that, I am going to move to end step.
Okay, we got a Moogle Mog trigger.
We have a Moogle Mog trigger. I'm going to have everyone discard if they would like to draw.
I'm going to pitch an Evolving Wilds.
I'm going
gonna
to pitch
pitch-
Priest of Fell Rights.
Furious Rise.
I'm going to pitch Path of Discovery.
We draw.
We all draw, and because we all pitch different stuff, I'm going to get a Moogle, and they're all going to get...
Okay, that Moogle will enter tapped. And I will gain 1 life, going to 22.
And then after that, I will pass.
Okay. Let's see if I can kill BZ before I pass.
Didn't we strike a deal? I don't even remember, but
Yeah, the deal was struck when you got rid of my Riku and my Sin.
the only thing getting struck this game is me.
I'm going to play Hellkite Tyrant. It's going to enter tapped because of BZ's thing. All right, so we're going to give Cloud Vigilance +2/+0. Soldier Military Program is going to trigger at the beginning of combat, and he's going to get another counter, though. We'll go to attacks. BZ. Cloud's got Vigi coming at you, and then 2 in the air coming at you.
So I'm going to discard this Falcon Airship. Cloud is unblockable.
Triggers. Look first, not a land. I'm going to search on Tanya. I'm going to draw 2 and create 2 treasures, and that'll be it. BZ.
I think that'll be it in more ways than one.
Bugle horn blows.
Yeah, the bugle horn's blowing. I think I'm going to take all the damage. I can't block anything, so I can't cause any chaos. But I did make 5 tireless trackers. Remember me?
Draw 2.
All right.
Create 2.
Now who's the threat, Mia? It's not me.
And I just drew into this.
Is it Soul Ring?
No, it's Vanquish the Horde.
So everything will die. I'll have a couple triggers. I'm going to get a card from Solemn. I'm going to get a card from Morbid Opportunist.
Why'd you have to do that?
Indestructible attacker wants to be the only indestructible attacker. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
That was a
That's-
pretty good turn.
That's going to do me.
I took my turn to the best of my ability, and I did not account for Mia playing some way to make someone else's creature unblockable, or even Joel doing that. I had to just make my board state, knowing my hand wasn't even that good, but 5 tireless trackers scale really well. When you crack 1 clue, you get 5 extra power. So I was a huge threat at that point.
5 tireless trackers is gigantic, and I don't really have the board state to be able to crack through that at this point. But the best part about Key to the City is that it makes any creature unblockable that I target, which means I can also make Joel stuff unblockable.
And that also means that Cloud isn't coming at you that turn. Politics
Yes.
truly is the best weapon.
Also, I'm at 14 life at this point because of random damage from lands, Y'shtola, etc. I am very nervous, so anything I can say to make sure that Y'shtola gets taken out and then I also don't take the Cloud damage is very beneficial to me.
It's a really good excuse knowing that Cloud will get through.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I'm going to play the Summon Yojimbo. On the first lore counter, it exiles a target artifact, enchantment, or tap creature. And then for 2 and 3, I basically get the Windborn Muse effects on lore counter 4. I create X treasure tokens, where X is the number of opponents who control a creature with power 4 or greater. And it's a 5/5 vigilant. I will exile your Darksteel Plate.
It's gone.
Very happy about that.
Get it out of here. I'm gonna tap this Arcane Signet for Soul Ring. Tap the Soul Ring for Fight Rigging with Hideaway 5. Hideaway something. Go to combat. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. Can't attack, so I'll just pass.
On end step, I'm going to pay 2 and sack Demolition Field to kill your Slayer Stronghold.
It's gone.
Let's go find a basic, Joel.
Let's get it. We're hunting for basics.
There we go. There's a swamp.
Plains.
I'm going to play Espers to Magicite. I'm going to exile each of your graveyards. When I do, I choose up to 1 target creature card exile this way. I create a token that's a copy of it, and it's an artifact and loses all other card types. I think I'll take Riku because I feel like combat damage is going to matter real fast. That's just going to be a little static guy over here. And then here's my hand, and then I will go to turn. When Key to the City becomes untapped, I will pay 2 to draw a card, and then I will draw for turn. I'm going to play a Plains for turn, and then I'm going to pay 1. I'll pay 2, and I will play the Warring Triad. He's a flying, trample, hasty. As long as there's fewer than 8 cards in the graveyard, he's not a creature, but there's like 20 now. And if I tap him to mill a card, target player adds 1 mana of any color. I'm going to move to combat, and I'm going to swing 5 at Joel.
I'm going to take 5. I'm down to 4.
I am going to pass for turn.
Card for turn. I'm going to pay 1 mana and play Colossus Hammer.
Oh.
I'm going to move to equip Colossus Hammer to Cloud X Soldier. And then we will go to combat. Trigger on my enchantment. Create a soldier. Put a counter on Cloud. Put a counter on a soldier. And we'll go to attacks. 17 plus 1 is 18. 18.
I can make it unblockable if you send it his way.
I'm going to send it in Reversal Wizard's direction, if that's a true deal.
I'll discard like Commander Sphere, make it unblockable.
How?
Trigger from Cloud. I'm going to go get a
dare
land.
you.
Basic onto the field. I'm going to draw 1 card. And you've got an 18/18 unblockable coming at you.
I'll go to 2.
Draw a card. Oh, his power was definitely 7. So I created 2 treasures as well. I'm going to pay 1 of those treasures. And I'm going to Vandal Blast the Warring Triad.
Into the graveyard he goes.
That's going to do me pass.
At the end of your turn, I'm going to crack the clue to draw a card. I will untap. I'll draw a card for turn. I will put a lore counter on Yojimbo. I will play a Plains. Then I will tap for 5 and play this Exonerable Tide. I'm going to play an Everflowing Chalice. Trigger. Put a counter on Yojimbo. Play a Gyre Sage. Put another counter on Yojimbo. Go to combat. Put a counter on Yojimbo. Fight Rigging will trigger. I will cast a spell for free. It is Altered Ego. I will copy my Yojimbo, putting a 1 lore counter on it.
You're exiling Cloud? Cloud gone.
Trigger on the Evolve Sage. Yep. Cloud will be exiled. I will then go to combat. Mia, for your transgression. I swing 10 at you
It's got vision.
I will respond.
with Vigilance.
I will tap like this, and I will mortify your vigilant creature.
It will die. And then, second main, I will cast Orin. Venerated Guardian for 3 and a white with Vigilance. Whenever it attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And when I do, exile target creature defending player controls with power less than Orin's power until Orin leaves the battlefield, and it's a 2/5. Trigger on the Exonerable Tide and trigger on Evolve. I'll Evolve first, then I will trigger Exonerable Tide. And I will actually proliferate the lore counter. And then that is my turn. I'll pass.
I will untap and draw Key to the City. I will draw an extra. I'll play Sacred Peaks as land for turn. I'm going to play 7, and I'm going to play Kefka, Dancing Mad. He's a 6/6, and during my turn, he is indestructible. At the beginning of my end step, I exile a card at random from each opponent's graveyard. I can cast any number of spells from among cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. Then, each player who owns a spell I cast this way loses life equal to the mana value. I am also going to pay 1 for this Phoenix Down, which is a artifact. Pay 1 in a white, and I tap it and exile this artifact. I could choose 1 to return targeted creature card with mana value 4 or less from graveyard to battlefield, or I exile target skeleton, spirit, or zombie.
In response to the down,
Yes.
I'm going to cast Dispatch on Kefka and exile him.
Cool. Wow. Okay. And after that, I'm going to pass for turn.
Untaps. Draw. I'm going to pay 2 mana for Hero's Blade. It says whenever a legendary creature you control enters, you may attach this equipment to it. I'm going to recast Cloud for 7. Cloud, when he enters, I attach up to 1 target equipment I control to it. I'm going to put Colossus Hammer on him. And then Hero's Blade is going to trigger, and I'm going to put that on him as well. So he is a 17, 16.
Same deal, Joel.
Are you going to do the right thing?
I am going to
Do the right thing, right?
go to combat, soldier, and a counter here, and an extra counter here. Go to attacks. Cloud is going to swing at reversal. And
Wow.
soldier is going to go at Mia for 3.
That is fair. Before blocks, I'm going to discard Meteor Golem to make Cloud unblockable.
I've been there.
Cloud says, hey.
That's crazy.
Triggers. I draw a card off a Cloud, and I create 2 treasures. Is that a murder?
How could you?
You also did pay 2 for the effect, right?
To attack me? Yeah,
Oh,
you have to
yep.
attack
I
me,
needed
yeah.
to. Sorry. I will do that. Colorless and the Radiant Grove. Land for turn. Brushland.
I'm going to go down to 13 because Joel swung at me for 3.
Correct. And we'll pass the turn to Mia.
I'll untap and draw.
We're down to it here, girl. Let's go. You were the hand that guided me as the weapon, and now you must deal with me yourself.
I'll pay 2, and I'll draw from Key to the City, and then I'll also draw from being a player.
Being a friend, being a homie.
This is not gone because it is an artifact copy, even though Reversal is dead. Rest in peace. I'm going to pay 5, and I'm going to play Tragic Arrogance. Hold priority real quick, and I'm going to exile Phoenix Down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bring back the Warring Triad, Caplione Triad, you know. For you and I, Joel, I'm going to choose among permanents an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker for you to keep, and you're going to sack the rest, and so am I.
Okay.
For myself, Key to the City, Warring Triad, this is gone. I'm just going to keep these 2 and sacrifice the rest, and I'll have you keep 1 treasure token and the soldier token with 1 counter on it, and you will get rid of the rest. I'll pass. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room really quickly. I could have potentially won right here. I do have Sabin in the graveyard at this point, and I could have used Tragic Arrogance to leave Joel with only a tap soldier and blissing out Sabin to attack for 8. In my defense, I just thought that with the spell that I had that exiled every other graveyard, I also thought it exiled mine, and I completely forgot about saving my graveyard. If Joel didn't have another removal spell, he would have died, but we'll comment a little bit more about that later.
Yeah, this thread has not fully been pulled. Stick around for the resolution on that. But Joel also maybe made a small misplay here. With Tragic Arrogance on the stack, I think you're supposed to sacrifice your treasures. Then he gets left with his worst equipment. So that's maybe better for him than a treasure, I would assume, because he has a million lands. But ultimately, not the biggest deal in the world.
Card for turn. We're going to tap 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heidegger, Shenra Executive. At the beginning of combat on my turn, target creature I control gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the number of soldiers I control. And at the beginning of my end step, I create a number of 1/1 soldier creature tokens equal to the number of opponents who control more creatures than me. I'm going to pay 1, and I'm going to cast Soul Ring.
Yes.
I'm going to pay 3, and I'm going to cast Elena, Turk Recruit. Elena says, when she enters, I return target non-assassin historic card from my graveyard to my hand.
Sure.
I'm going to return Colossus Hammer, recast it, I'm going to move to equip Colossus Hammer. When I cast a Colossus Hammer, Elena got a counter. Move to combat. Soldier military program triggers. I only get one choice, but it's going to be put a counter on this thing. So we are total 13-13 here. I'm going to declare it attacking you.
Of course, that makes sense.
Yes.
I'm going to play Bedevil.
I'm going to respond.
Yes.
I'm going to pay 3, and I'm going to cast Holy Magic. Permanents I control gain indestructible until end of turn.
Whoa.
That's fair.
It is holy
Foretell
magic. Whoa.
That's fair. I can't do anything about that.
Cloud
Damn.
Deck.
Wow.
GG's.
Got there with Ultimate Magic Holy. This is, I'll read it since it's a new spell. 3 mana for an instant. Permanents I control gain indestructible until end of turn. If it was cast from exile, prevent all damage that will be dealt to you this turn.
Okay, I feel a lot better because at this point I realize I couldn't have won the game on my last turn even if I blitzed out Savin because Joel had Ultimate Magic Holy Foretold, which says that if you cast it from exile, the person's life total won't change, so Joel wouldn't have died that turn.
Exactly. Everyone played great Magic. GG's. Key to the City might be the MVP of this one, or maybe it's just Cloud, the man himself. But check out Reversal, check out Joel if you want to see more of them, and if you want to see the precons reviewed, check it out right here.